So we move on this Premier League avalanche of fixtures to catch up following COVID-19 and the lockdown. It's the Monday night match. Spurs at home to Everton. Alderweireld and Winks were recalled for Spurs. Bergwijn, Lamela and Sanchez on the bench. For Everton, Wobie was in for Gordon. Davis recalled. Mina still on the bench. Holgate alongside Keane. Not a lot to report in the first quarter. 20 minutes there was a snapshot from Mora from distance that went just wide. Then 3 minutes later, La Sosa in the box after some intricate play inside that said box involving Keane and Son, and La Sosa swiveled and connected. It looked like it was going wide, and then it had a wicked deflection off Keane, and that was enough to beat Pickford, and so it was 1-0 to Spurs. After that, very few clear-cut chances, it has to be said. 43 minutes, corner, and Pickford made a right hash of it, completely missing. Unfortunately, Everton got away with it. And then in added time, a real chance for Richarlison after Mina, who had come on as a sub, fed him, and his shot was pushed away inches wide, and then we had a rather mysterious event as the players left the pitch. We saw that Lloris and Son were having a disagreement about something or other, and at the end of the match it appeared that it was Lloris critical of Son's inability to check back to help his defence. But anyway, second half then, let's have a look. Son became more involved actually on 53 minutes. He capitalised on some pretty poor defending, but this time Pickford was able to block his effort, and 12 minutes later Mora charged into the box, fed Son, and his effort again foiled by Pickford. That was really about it. There was a final shot from Keane on 90 minutes. Spurs hadn't done much in the second half, but Everton, a lacklustre performance from them. Mourinho, well, his team had bounced back after that miserable performance against Sheffield United. So final score of the new White Hart Lane: Spurs 1, Everton 0. Emirates action now. Arsenal looking very impressive at the weekend at Molineux. We're at home to Leicester, who also bounced back with a convincing win. Lacazette was retained up front with Aubameyang, Pepe and Nketiah on the bench. For Leicester, Barnes and Gray on the bench. Bennett was in for Chilwell. I think he's got an injury. 8 minutes anyway, an early strike from Vardy, but it was straight at Martinez. And then 20 minutes, Tierney down that left, hit a cracking shot from 30 yards, but Schmeichel managed to sort it out. And then a minute later, a delightful piece of play. Ceballos fed Saka on the right, and he delivered a delicious cross across the 6-yard box, and Aubameyang, as a good poacher always does, was following up, and he prodded it into the net, and the Gunners were up 1-0. 9 minutes later, a Saka effort was blocked by Schmeichel. In fact, Schmeichel was keeping them in it, really. And then a tremendous save from the keeper from a Lacazette drive on 31. Iniacho managed to get the ball in the net on 34, but it was ruled out for a push by that player before he prodded it home. and then another header fouled by Schmeichel from Lacazette just before the half-time break. Into the second then, with Arsenal 1 up, a curling free kick from let's see who it was. I can't see who it was. From Gilmour, and Schmeichel managed to push it out wide. And 54 minutes, this was a quick counter-attack, and Vardy, of course, got in a cross first time, and Iniesta came in, but his volley was easily held by Martinez. But then 67 minutes following a corner for the Gunners this time, and it came out to Lacazette, who again prodded it home, but he was marginally offside. 75 minutes then, a clash between Nketiah, which was a bit high, and the VAR advised the referee to give him a red, and so he was off. So 15 minutes with 10 men for the Gunners, and they couldn't survive it. On 83 minutes, an improving Leicester in this second half, it has to be said, and Vardy, who else, stabbed home after some good work by Gray, who'd come on as a substitute. That's how it finished. Full time at the Emirates then. Arsenal 1, Leicester 1. So to Selhurst Park then, the London derby, Crystal Palace at home to Chelsea. Surprisingly, Townsend on the bench, but of course Benteke, he's fit again, he was up front. Crystal Palace looked basically at full strength. For Chelsea, Lampard rang some changes. James was back at right back. Giroud retained up front with Abraham on the bench, and Zuma selected ahead of Rudiger, and Gilmour recalled to the side, and Kovacic not seen at all. Maybe he's got an injury. 5 minutes, and Palace got off to a rotten start. The ball was prodded down the right. Cahill and William set off on their heels, and then Cahill pulled up with a hamstring, fell over in a heap. William didn't, he continued, got to the byline. Palace struggling now. The cutback was absolutely perfect to Giroud, who finished with aplomb, and that was 1-0 to Chelsea. 26 minutes, and the Blues are looking really strong. Another quick move on the left. William fed Pulisic, and he didn't seem to have much room, but his sharp strike beat the keeper, Guaita, at his near post. It was a ferocious shot, and that was 2-0. In fact, Guaita had to be sharp to prevent a third from William after 31. And finally, up the other end, Zaha, a cracker from outside the box, restored the pride in Palace. It was a really fantastic effort. Whistled past Kepa. Not sure he could do much about it, the ferocity of the shot. And so Palace were back in the game, and it was 2-1. And they finished strongly towards the end of that first half. Into the second then, with Chelsea 2-1 up. And Giroud still looking potent. Heads over from 6 yards from a cross by James. And then on the break, Chelsea lethal. Loftus-Cheek fed Abraham, who had come on, and he had a yard free in the box. He slotted it past the keeper for 3-1. But Palace, they really are quite resilient and resourceful these days, and within 90 seconds they bounced back. Van Aanholt received the ball in the box, and he set up, getting to the byline, he set up Benteke, who was a couple of yards out, free inside the 6-yard box, and he prodded it home to make it 3-2. And towards the end, there were a few frights for Chelsea. A Zaha cross caused panic, and the header from the Palace player hit the post. But the Blues hung on, probably just about edged it. Final score at Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace 2, Chelsea 3. So, it's the bottom of the table clash at Vicarage Road. Watford at home to Norwich. Watford retained Welbeck up front after his good performance last time out. He was there with Deeney. Norwich, still no Campbell, not even on the bench this time, but Pukki was restored. And Norwich got off to a great start, 4 minutes. Nice setup by Fernandes, who wiggled into the penalty area. Nice layoff to Wendia, who made a neat sidestep in the box, and his left curling shot was too good for Foster, and it ended up in the corner. Norwich ahead by a goal to nil, but they couldn't hang on to it for very long. 9 minutes, a nice cross from Hughes found Davidson at the far post, and his power headed it in past crawl from a couple of yards out, and that's how it remained till the break. And then in the second half, a piece of pure artistry on 55 minutes. Some neat work following a counter-attack to Sarr, and his attempt at a pass to Welbeck was a poor one, but it deflected up into the air, and Welbeck, with his back to goal, did an audacious bicycle kick, and it smoothly drifted into the corner. And Watford had turned it round. They were ahead 2-1. Well, they didn't look back after that. Norwich really toothless up front. So a welcome 3 points for Pearson. A fantastic goal for Welbeck, and he really has needed a bit of luck given the catalogue of injuries that he's had. So final score at Vicarage Road, it's Watford 2, Norwich 1.